Let me tell you something most men will never admit out loud. You're terrified that the woman in your life doesn't love you the way you love her. You see her smile, you hear her words, but deep down there's this voice asking if she's really choosing you or just settling. And brother, that fear isn't weakness. It's your instinct telling you to pay attention. Because love isn't just what she says, it's what she does when no one's watching. It's the choices she makes when it costs her something. Today I'm breaking down 10 things women only do for men they genuinely love. Not like, not tolerate, love. These aren't the romantic movie moments. These are the raw, uncomfortable truths that separate the woman who's building with you from the woman who's just passing time. And if you're not seeing these signs, you need to know what that means. So stay with me through all 10, because the last one will tell you everything you need to know about where you really stand. And listen, if this hits you in the chest, do me a favor. Hit that subscribe button right now. Too many men are walking through relationships blind, and we're changing that here. One hard truth at a time. Number one, she protects your reputation when you're not around. A woman who loves you doesn't just defend you to your face, she defends you in rooms you'll never enter. When her friends start talking, when her family questions your decisions, when someone tries to plant doubt about you in her mind, she shuts it down. Not because she's naive, not because she's blind to your flaws, but because she's chosen you, and that choice means something to her. She knows your struggles, your failures, your weak moments, and she keeps them sacred. She doesn't use your vulnerabilities as social currency. She doesn't laugh along when someone disrespects you just to fit in. But if she's silent when others tear you down, if she lets people disrespect you and says nothing, if she agrees with criticism about you behind your back, understand what that tells you. She hasn't decided you're worth defending. And a woman who won't protect your name when you're not there will never protect your heart when you are. That's not love. That's convenience wearing a mask. Number two, she sacrifices her comfort to support your growth. Real love isn't comfortable. A woman who truly loves you will push you when it hurts. She'll tell you the truth you don't want to hear. She'll call you out when you're being less than you're capable of. She won't let you hide behind excuses or settle into mediocrity just because it's easier. And here's the part most men miss. She does this knowing it might create tension, knowing you might get defensive, knowing it would be easier to just stay quiet and let you coast. But she risks the discomfort because your potential matters more to her than temporary peace. She'll wake up early to support your goals. She'll adjust her schedule to make your dreams possible. She'll put her own plans on hold when you need her focus and energy. Not because she's weak, not because she doesn't have her own ambitions, but because she sees the man you're becoming and she wants to be part of building that. Now compare that to the woman who enables your worst habits, who agrees with all your complaints, who never challenges you to be better because challenging you might make you upset. That's not love, King. That's someone keeping you small so you'll stay. A woman who loves you, sees the giant in you, and refuses to let you stay asleep. Number three, she shows physical affection without needing a reason. This isn't about intimacy in the bedroom. I'm talking about the unconscious touches, the way she reaches for your hand in the car, the way she leans into you on the couch, the random kiss on your shoulder when she walks past. These aren't calculated moves, they're instinct. When a woman is deeply connected to you, her body naturally seeks yours. She touches you because being close to you brings her peace. She'll grab your arm in public, run her fingers through your hair while you're talking, fall asleep with her head on your chest. These small moments reveal something her words never could. She feels safe with you. She's proud to be seen with you. Your presence calms something in her that nothing else can. But if her touch feels obligatory, if she only initiates when she wants something, if there's always distance between you even when you're sitting together, pay attention to that. Physical disconnection is emotional disconnection, wearing a disguise. A woman who loves you doesn't need an occasion to remind you that you're hers. The affection flows naturally because the love is real. Number four, she remembers the details you forgot you shared. A woman in love pays attention to you in ways that should honestly scare you. She remembers that story you told 3 months ago about your childhood. She knows how you take your coffee, even though you only mentioned it once. She notices when you're stressed before you say a word. She picks up on your patterns, your habits, your unspoken needs. And she uses all that information to show up for you in ways that make you feel truly seen. She'll surprise you with something that references a conversation you barely remember having. She'll avoid doing things she knows bother you even when you never explicitly asked. She'll check in on the things you're worried about because she was listening when you mentioned them in passing. This level of attention isn't accidental. It's love translating into action. But the woman who can't remember basic things about you, who forgets what matters to you, who doesn't notice when something's wrong, she's telling you where her attention really is. And it's not on you. You can't fake this kind of detailed care. Either she's invested in knowing you deeply or she's not. The proof is in how much she remembers about who you actually are. Number 5. She speaks highly of you to the people who matter: her father, her best friends, her mother. These are the people whose opinions shape her world, and a woman who loves you makes sure they see your value. She doesn't wait for you to prove yourself to them. She advocates for you. She highlights your strengths. She explains your vision. She makes them understand why she chose you before they even meet you properly. This matters because it means she's building a future where you're integrated into every part of her life. She's not keeping you separate from her real world. She wants the people she respects to respect you too. She's proud of what you bring to her life, and she makes sure they know it. On the flip side, if she keeps you at arm's length from the important people, if she downplays your relationship, if she's vague about you when they ask questions, read that signal clearly. She's keeping her options open. She hasn't decided you're the one yet, so she's not willing to stake her reputation on you. A woman in love doesn't hide her man. She claims him. Number 6. She apologizes and changes her behavior. Pride kills relationships, but love humbles us. A woman who truly loves you has the strength to admit when she's wrong, not just with empty words. I'm talking about genuine accountability, followed by different actions. She doesn't just say sorry to end the argument. She reflects on what she did, understands how it affected you, and makes real adjustments to not repeat the same pattern. This is rare. Most people would rather protect their ego than protect the relationship. But a woman who loves you values your peace more than being right. She'll swallow her pride. She'll sit with her mistakes. She'll do the uncomfortable work of changing because losing you isn't an option she's willing to entertain. Now think about the woman who always has an excuse, who turns every conflict back on you, who says sorry but keeps doing the exact same things, who makes you feel crazy for even bringing up issues. That's not love failing to communicate. That's someone who doesn't value you enough to change. Real love bends, it adapts, it grows. If she's rigid and defensive every time you need her to meet you halfway, you don't have a love problem. You have a respect problem. Number 7. She fights for the relationship instead of threatening to leave. When things get hard, and they will get hard, a woman who loves you doesn't run. She doesn't dangle the threat of leaving over your head every time there's conflict. She doesn't use breakups as leverage to control you. Instead, she leans in. She says, "We need to fix this," not "I'm done with this." She approaches problems as puzzles to solve together, not reasons to bail. You'll see it in how she argues. She's angry, but she's still trying to understand you. She's hurt, but she's still looking for solutions. She wants resolution, not ammunition. She wants to build bridges, not burn them. Even in the worst moments, there's this underlying commitment that says, "I'm not going anywhere, but we're going to work through this." Compare that to the woman who keeps one foot out the door, who brings up ending things whenever you disappoint her, who uses your fear of losing her to manipulate your behavior. That's not passion, that's emotional terrorism. A woman who truly loves you makes you feel secure even in disagreements. You know she's angry, but you also know she's staying. That security is the foundation everything else is built on. Number 8, she supports you in front of others, even when she disagrees with you privately. This is about loyalty at the highest level. In public settings, family gatherings, social situations, a woman who loves you presents a united front. She doesn't contradict you in front of people. She doesn't undermine your authority. She doesn't embarrass you by airing your private disagreements to an audience. She saves those conversations for when you're alone. Does this mean she's submissive or fake? Absolutely not. It means she respects you enough to handle conflict privately. She knows that questioning you in front of others damages your credibility and your confidence. So even if she thinks you're completely wrong about something, she'll back you up publicly and address it with you later in private. That's the kind of partnership that weathers storms. But watch the woman who corrects you in front of people, who makes jokes at your expense with an audience, who sides with others against you when there's conflict. She's showing everyone, including you, that her loyalty has conditions. She'll support you only when it's convenient or when she agrees. That's not a partner. That's a critic who happens to share your bed. Number 9, she makes sacrifices without keeping score. Love gives without counting the cost. A woman who truly loves you will inconvenience herself for your well-being and never hold it over your head. She'll adjust her plans, spend her resources, use her time and energy to support you, and she won't build a ledger of everything she's done. She gives because she wants to, not because she's collecting debt you'll owe her later. You'll notice this in the small things. She'll drive across town to bring you something you need. She'll stay up late to help you with a project. She'll put her preferences aside to accommodate yours. And when you thank her, she genuinely acts like it's no big deal. Because to her, it's not. Taking care of you is part of how she loves you. Now contrast that with the woman who reminds you of every sacrifice she's made, who brings up everything she's done for you during arguments, who makes you feel guilty for needing her support. That's transaction, not devotion. She's keeping score because in her mind, your relationship is a business deal, not a partnership. Real love gives freely. If she's constantly tallying who's done more, she doesn't love you. She's negotiating with you. Number 10. She stays loyal when other options appear. Here's the ultimate test. A woman who loves you doesn't entertain other possibilities. When another man shows interest, she shuts it down immediately. She doesn't keep backup options around for attention or validation. She doesn't maintain inappropriate friendships with men who clearly want more. She doesn't give her energy, her time, her emotional intimacy to anyone who could be a threat to what you've built together. This isn't about control or insecurity. This is about a woman who's made a choice and honors it. She's not window shopping while she's with you. She's not keeping men on standby just in case things don't work out. Her loyalty isn't conditional on you being perfect. It's a decision she's made about who she's building her life with. But if she's constantly surrounded by male friends who disrespect your relationship, if she hides her phone, if she maintains emotional connections that make you uncomfortable, if she defends her right to keep options open, she's not in love with you. She's in like with you until something better shows up. A woman who's truly chosen you doesn't need a backup plan. You're not her best option, you're her only option, because she decided you were worth all of her, not just the parts that were left over after she hedged her bets. So let me ask you directly, how many of these 10 signs are you seeing in your relationship? Be honest with yourself. Not what you wish was happening, not what she says is happening, what is actually happening. Because these behaviors don't lie. They're not open to interpretation. Either she's showing you real love through consistent action or she's not. And if you're realizing right now that most of these signs are missing, I need you to understand something. That doesn't make you unlovable. That doesn't mean you failed. It means you've been giving your heart to someone who hasn't earned it. And the most powerful thing you can do right now is decide you deserve better. Decide that you're worth a woman who does all 10 of these things naturally, because loving you isn't a burden to her. It's a privilege. Before you go, make sure you're subscribed to this channel because we're going to keep peeling back these layers. We're going to keep telling the truths that no one else wants to say. And we're going to help you build the clarity you need to stop settling for half-hearted love. You deserve a woman who chooses you every single day, who fights for you, who protects you, who sees the king in you even when you're struggling to see it yourself. Don't accept anything less than that. Your peace is worth more than being in a relationship that constantly makes you question if you're enough. You are enough. The question is she?